Okay, so I thought I would just make like a video or a stream or whatever on how to be consistent when you play because I feel like this is something that there's not really like a strong spine in the community on like I mean it's could be a good thing, but on like how to get to top level play. It's not articulated out, you know? And especially for marathon runners, like there seems to be for me, I feel like this has been there for a long time in the community, but there seems to be like a theme of like everybody focuses on the same thing and they focus on the same thing in the same way. Like everybody who is going for trilogy or going for SL1 runs, you're you start to look at the game as what what more can I understand about the routing and the boss mechanics, which is like decent in itself. It's not a bad approach. You're gonna get pretty far with that. But the highest level is you need to understand the mechanics of like the relationship between your character's movement, your camera movement, your stamina regen, and particularly I loaded DS1 up for this reason. But the the relationship between your rolls or your strafes if you're doing like a no roll run, your character movement in rolling and sprinting, that relationship. So how your character is getting around bosses and the hitbox of a boss attack. You cannot overlook that at the highest level of consistency. If you want to be beating like SL1 runs first try, that has to be like ingrained. And for most runners, it comes naturally. Like so it's not mentioned. But there's a lot of runners where it doesn't come naturally because typically this understanding of the fights and running sections and all that is something that comes with time. You just get it. But if you can just it's just like a shortcut. You just see it now and then you can speed run your progress and get to trilogy and SL1 trilogy and I mean, maybe not SL1 trilogy, but you can go so fast. So I thought I'd load up a couple fights and just explain what I'm talking about. And this helps you to have your gameplay get the most important quality, which is becoming clean. That's the most important thing. Is that I'm trying to move this damn wheel on my chair. That you have clean gameplay. You don't want it to be like sloppy. Damn it. Okay. I'm gonna move this wheel out of my way. There we go. Okay. That's like non-negotiable at a certain point. Wow, I don't know where I am. Save states on this are a guard like they're just tragic. Especially when you have 10 characters. Anyway, so one thing about this is Gargoyles is a good example. Bro, I'm not even gonna get into the fight. Oh my god. No, let me fight the boss. I don't even remember this character. Uh... Hardest part of the video is... Okay, I just realized it's gonna be a level 1 character. But anyway, so in DS2, this is also an important thing because um, when you are playing at high levels on DS2, your rolls have to be timed this way. That's why I understand this is as a thing that needs to be done when you want to improve, because having done lots of SL1 and DS2, you just learn that. Like, for free. So, like, people run up to Quelaag and just like I don't even know how to explain. Like, you need to understand what's going on with this kind of attack here. Like, the way people will like typically look at a swing is, oh, swing happened, me press roll. It's like, no, we're gonna upgrade that. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna bring this to a higher level than just me press roll. Like, what's happening on a swing, right? If you look at her arm, it's like bam. It's not like just attack. Like, boom. You roll it like as it comes through the end of the poke. You like when you like swing a weapon, it starts here and you wind up and swing. That's what they build into the game. So the Quelaag is swinging. She's not just moving your hand to there and then you just have to like time it. It's like the swing, the like way that the swing happens, you can time your roll to like time it like that. You can look at how do I get my character to have its rolling animation happen right when the thing makes contact, and you do that by noticing the movement of the swing. Like, it sounds ridiculous, but it's like the key, dude. It's like what is this guy talking about? But this is the secret to like SL1 no upgrades runs on Rotten. Like, explaining the forbidden topic, dude. Okay. Yeah. So this is kind of what I meant by like the relationship between the rolls and the mechanics of an attack. Like, anybody who does high level SL1 stuff just does this without thinking. They're like, oh, why do you even need to talk about that? But it's because people like genuinely just don't do it yet because they don't have the experience in the game. Like, bam. And this game's roll is different than like DS2. It comes out like attacks just come out faster, so it's harder to notice this thing that I'm talking about because it's so fast, but still it's there. Like, I don't really need to use that aspect to beat Quelaag, you know? It's probably like, you know, oh, well, why do you care? It's just Quelaag, it's easy. But, I mean, this is just like a concept that's just like generally so applicable throughout like your career, like no hit, or, you know, your experience of running. It just eventually, you know it. Like, Gargs is huge on this. High level Gargs fights, you have to know it, otherwise you just die. Like, you have to know that this attack here, okay, I'm backswing and not to the right kind of thing. Like, when when he does a swing, when do I click roll, right? Like, that's so important. How efficiently can I get my roll time? See? Perfect. Bam. Bam. That's consistency, you know? On DS1, you have a lot of leeway, and it's good to know that, actually. Because when you know you have a lot of leeway, you know when you can mess up and when you can't. So, you know, anybody can do these rolls with some practice. But, I mean, when you understand low ADP rolling in all the Souls games, then Gargs can't hit you, dude. But, like, I relax on it on boss like these. Like, I'm not really going for what's the latest roll I can make, right? I wonder if Gargs has a timer. I actually don't know. Also, when you have certain punishes, you can think about how do I want to approach the boss to make the punish consistent. This is where Hitbox Manager comes into play, because then you can do very high-level punishes. I don't actually know this boss that well, like, for all the kinds of... This is kind of high-level stuff I'm talking about, so I don't really know all of that for Gargs. But it's good to know if you want to be, like, really good at DS1. You can be a lot better than me just by getting all these things down with Gargs. I'm sure if you ask somebody like Super Sky, he will be like, yeah, obviously knowing the hitbox is gonna help you with punishes. Or at least, like, roughly knowing where they end up. But it's just often overlooked, you know. It's like super obvious to certain levels, so. Like, this one I can roll into, and then I can roll to the left. But if I roll that last one to the right, I die. Like, you have to know that. That's not something that is just, oh yeah. Like, you have to know. When you roll to the right on an attack that swings towards the right, in DS1 you're gonna get hit. Like, you just have to know. Because if you just even look at the roll, it's such a flimsy looking roll, you know? Like, it's just like, bam! Like, it doesn't have a delay, that, like, the animation. It doesn't have, like... It's not like DS2's roll where it's like, okay, I'm gonna roll. It, like, takes its time. It's just bam. So, you've got to really be careful. Careful not as in passive, but... Oh, I actually don't know what to do with that one. Oh, but yeah, not as in passive, but like... selective. Oh, I'm surprised that didn't hit me. Yeah, I've got to roll to the left or back. Back would have been better on that attack because of the edge. But I just, you know, calculated that it would be okay. I was right. Like, if we could ever come up with, like, an AI or an engine or a computer that could play this game and figure out where to roll most optimally, then you would see that player consistency would skyrocket. Like, because that's part of consistency. That's just now in the stage of the community where we're at for, like, you know, medium to high level, like, runners. They just don't know. Like, that roll right there that second roll I did is the difference between somebody who's high level at DS games and like a beginner, the quality of that roll, it's like you just look at it and you're like, okay, that's right. It doesn't look forced. It looks like okay, I'm rolling right there. It's clean. It's like bam. It's not about like how fast can I kill the boss on my best run. It's like, can I play with some sense of like quality and like it actually looks good. That makes great runners. Like this is the, I mean, I've talked about this before, but this is why Gino was so good in DS3 in his, when he was like starting, because everything he did had high quality gameplay and was clean. Literally every move on the controller was high quality. Also, Osku's like that for his speedruns. Every menu input he does is high quality. So yeah. When you can last like 20 minutes in Gargoyles fight, you're doing pretty well. See that lock on to get the punish there? That's understanding the game mechanics at a high level. You know that I have a lock on that I can use. You're aware of these kind of things. I have a lock on and I have a block. The block can cancel recovery, and like right here, it makes you run out of that faster, that kind of thing. And the lock on can change camera without me having to try, you know? So you just focus on your camera movement and your, you know, character movement. That's all that is. It's camera movement and character movement. Lock on, abusing lock on and blocking. It's what that is. When you can do that, you're a high level player. You have the foundation. Like you've mastered level 1 of being a good runner. And oh my god, like now you can beat DS1 hitless and make it look like a joke, because you have the basics so down. Like that's such a key. That's just like, it's so good to not overlook that. What's a good boss? Oh, there's a couple of them to show this off, I guess. Artorias is a good one. Artorias shows off this character movement relationship to the boss gameplay like so well. Wow, that didn't do anything. I wonder if my save state reload thing doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work. Okay. Hotkeys, save state. Import pause. Wonder why it's taking so long to load. I think maybe I'll give my character no death. This is harder. We can also get rid of the free roll. So, I mean, I don't actually know, like, the most optimal way to fight Artorias. But it doesn't matter. Like, I still got the kill, so. Here you know that in Dark Souls 1, locking on isn't the meta. Because, like, your character movement is so bad. So for the majority of the fight, you don't lock on, right? Although, you can't actually fight him locked on. It's one of the rare fights that locked on, it's like an alternate meta. But, like, it's just so awkward to do it like this for me. Like, I just don't like that. But that's okay. Mainly because rolling to the side is, like, fine. And the arena is, like, literally a circle. I don't think there's, like, anything in here other than just circle and wall. That's a good thing to study. How does that work? Ooh, hockey stop. There we go. How can we prevent that? Claw grip switch into attack. Oh. Ooh, that happened because of the direction that I rolled. That's a good one. See how I rolled into him? But it's like, I didn't roll into him! What I did was, like, I rolled this way. I'm, like, trying to roll to the right, but I rolled into him because his hitbox of, like, where his model is has a width. And so when you roll away from it to the right, you gotta go that way. You can't just take the easy way out and, like, you've gotta really move the stick to the right. You have to know all these things. Like, you have to be conscious of it. Yeah, not rolling. See, I'm gonna roll out of the way there. That's an improvement. Okay, regen stamina. Get my finish in. Nice. See, as soon as he stopped, I expected that quick attack to happen. So I'm not surprised when it does happen. That's huge. That's so important. Because, like, if you expect a fast attack to happen, and it happens, you shouldn't be like, oh my god, and then fuck it up. You expected the attack. Why aren't you dodging it? You know? It's the character movement being clean and reliable. Like, you can count on your character movement and your understanding of the boss. That's what makes a good runner. It's that you can rely on their character movement, where it's like, okay, this guy's not gonna get it. Yeah, but definitely I think that's one of the main steps that anybody can take at literally any level of no-hit to just upgrade their consistency. Not even like your skill, but just pure consistency. It's just getting good with moving the character. And, like, oh, that's good now. Look at that. You see that BS? That's why you go to the side. But anyway, so, like, yeah, just getting the character movement down and the roll, understanding that, like, when he does the fast swing, you just press roll. And when he does the running poke, when to click roll, it's like there. It's not here. This, like, subtle difference. It's the difference between not getting hit and getting hit completely. That's why that's how you are able to parry on DS2 as well. Is you can understand the when you need to click it so that the parry shield does the thing when it comes into the character, not trying to block it up here. Another thing we can. What else can we go on to? So we covered like the main thing we covered so far is like your character's relation to the boss, like attacking. I think I mentioned one other thing in the intro, but I'm gonna move on to something else. So like, because I'm just kind of going with the flow. ONS, when you like, is a good example too, without having to like open another game. Multi-bosses is another thing that you can apply this concept to, like, in a variation, I guess. Now you're not doing it with your role, but you're doing it with your character's position relative to the boss. And this takes more skill, though. This is not necessarily just, like, you know, fundamental shift in your practice, and then you're good. This takes, like, probably hours of, like, understanding. I don't actually know. I don't really know how long this would take for a beginner to, like, master. Or not even a beginner, just like anybody. Because ONS is something that a lot of people struggle with. But a lot of people, like, don't have anything to trust. And trusting yourself is, like, so important on the boss like this. But if you don't have anything, then what is there to trust, right? When you have, like, 100 hours in ONS, then you've got a lot to trust. Especially if it's applied properly. That's, like, a lot of time. So... like... how do I dodge that lightning? Oh. I know how. I just press roll because it's just a straight line. I can just roll it preemptively. I don't have to time. Hey, I was talking about you. I was like, oh, a player like Super Sky would understand this. What's up, man? As soon as he comes in here, I fuck up. But yeah. So taking the position of, like, your character relative to, like, where the boss is, it's so important. Being able to, like how you're relating with the roll timing based on the method of the attack. Being able to time, like, where you're moving and, like, what you're doing based on the position. It's, like, kind of the same thing. It's just a little bit more boss dependent and skill based than just, like, a understanding thing and then in 10 minutes you're on your way there to getting it. Where, like, you could learn for, like, a whole game, a whole 80% run, you could learn that in a day if you really wanted to, maybe even less. Like, that kind of understanding of how to press roll. It's so important. I didn't just press it and then get roll caught. That's kind of what I was going over earlier. Is this just for ONS? No, I kind of mean, like, for all of the games. But I just am playing DS1 right now. Just to show certain things off. Okay, like for here, what do I do with him when he's not doing anything? Like in that position when I was talking, you saw that like, okay, well ONS was kind of open, but it doesn't, like, how do I approach that when he's open, right? How do I not just screw it up? Well, like, the way you overcome that is by like understanding what you're doing. Like, you understand that Ornstein is open because of the way he's moving, or he can move with his attacks. That's why, I mean, it's like, this aspect of consistency is more skill dependent than just like quickly understanding it. Because like, in that aspect, you have to know what he can do. You have to actually practice. Like, you have to know that attack's coming from a mile away. Subconsciously. Like, and that right there was what I was talking about earlier. So, like, you could show off both here, actually. So, like, the positional thing is, I can do this and run into ONS, or an Ornstein, because of the position of where they are. I can dodge, bait, strafe, go in, wait for the second, don't get it, stagger. Because I'm reading the position. It doesn't take much once you know it. And it's about, like, how do I approach this situation right now? Okay, go to the right, go to the left. Can't do anything. Okay, I'm gonna go around, bait, see what Ornstein does. Attack. I can only get one in. Can dodge that way. Running attack. Stagger. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. Read this position. Okay, I'm aware of where I am, what they're doing. Okay, I'm gonna see what he's doing and then go. That kind of thing. Like, your positional awareness. It's consistency. That's what it is. You're consistently able to get to where you need to be in the position. So yeah, on this aspect for sure, it's about having knowledge. On the aspect of, like, setting yourself up to deal with a specific boss. Yeah, you need to know the boss. Most probably. But the first aspect, no. Not really. Like, if you've seen the attack one time, you know what to do. Now, because that's the poke. And then I can run around. That's knowledge, but I can just roll that. I don't have to time it. So this just, like, this is the thing. This is what makes your gameplay clean and consistent. I think, at least. Especially for RNS. We can get into the next level. But this will kind of carry you through any percents and SL1s for all the games except for DS2. Like, DS2, SL1, you need this at a very high level. Nah, not really. No. Nah. Not really. No, it will work for DS2 as well. But it's just a little harder. Like, it won't just come, the skill won't just come naturally on DS2. It'll take more. Oh, you can? That's for the pros. Yeah. So when I was at that position, first thing I thought was, okay, how can I get Ornstein to do something and separate him from Smo? Like, so you're like playing chess in real time with Ornstein and Smo, trying to get them away, trying to get them here, 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 and you just kind of break it down and you get the idea. Okay, so I guess I'll go into, like, the next level. The highest level. On Alone. I'll do Sir Alone, because there's an aspect of Sir Alone that's the first part I was talking about with like, okay, when he does the swing, when you do a swing, you need to get the roll or parry or whatever timed with the full animation. So like you don't just see a swing and press roll. You see it coming in and go, okay, roll it here. And it's like, it's weird articulating it, but like that's what you do. So just doing that, getting that down, like just every time you can do it is like, I mean, it's such a big, it separates night and day for the kind of player that you become, I think. Okay, sure. Can use the rapier, I guess. Doing great, by the way. It's 4 a.m., so I was gonna go eat something. Oh, cool. It's a great time to get something to eat at 4 a.m. No, I've been there many times, dude. Okay. I think the other day I got something like 1. So, Sir Alone. I guess I can also go no death. I don't know if I'll need it though. Maybe. So, just to like show off the next level of like character understanding of movement, when you want to get really freaking consistent. Oh god, I can't. What the oh, I just came from DS1. Gotta revert back to DS2 movement. Okay. That's another thing, you gotta get your movement per game on Marathon, but whatever. So figuring out how to abuse lock-on and like everything with your game for like the most accurate punish, it's such a game changer, dude. That's the roll timing kind of stuff you've got to get down for like super high consistency. You see how my character like glitched and then just attacked? Bam. That's just stuff you figure out. So like, and your no roll on this is more consistent than just rolling. I mean, I think you could also use Craftsman's Hammer here, it would be better. Crazy. Ooh, that's a good one. That shows their roll timing understanding. Oh my god. That's a little like hard to see there. Wow, holy washed. Okay. So the main thing I'm focusing on there is getting the rolls and fight clean, because the like aspects I'm throwing out there of like how to get the character movement right and the rolling being properly situated with the timing of the attack and all this stuff. It's to get it to where your gameplay is just clean, 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 clean. And it's not like you're going into the fight and you're like, whoa, holy shit. Like, everybody does that on marathon runs. Everybody does that. They go into Cinder and, oh, holy shit, he's giving me this. It's like, if he's given you an attack that's a machine gun that's going brrr, you just roll it at, or like run that angle and just don't think about it. You know, not, oh my god, the enemy's attacking me. Like, clean, you just go. That's the ideal situation. It doesn't always happen that way because, you know, you're going to make a mistake. But once you get to the point where you're not making that mistake anymore, it's just like, it's just gorgeous. Yeah. Almost every situation that you can learn a strafe, it's beneficial. That's true. At least in my experience. But there's a lot of places where I prefer rolling. But that's because I've mastered the roll timing, which I talked about earlier. Like understanding that I press roll whenever he does, like if Velstat's swinging, I don't roll here, I roll here. Like, huge difference. And okay, I can go to that too. But yeah. And you gain aura, that's true. But like once it looks clean, you don't have to worry about am I playing fast enough? Am I playing safe enough? No. No. Doesn't even matter. If you just want to beat runs, safety becomes not even in your vocabulary once your gameplay is clean. And then people who want to play safe all the time don't understand your gameplay anymore. They literally can't. Because it's like, why would you go for that? But you're not going for anything. You're literally just, you're playing at a different level of consistency because you're so clean with your gameplay. And that's why skill has always been the meta over scripts for, you know, since 2016 or whatever, like since Geno. It's always been better because it creates a better player that stands the tests of harder and harder runs. And so whatever you want to beat in Souls, you can get your run consistent enough to beat it. At least that's my experience. There are runners like Shilky and Marshall who are like way better than me, and they don't play like what I'm saying. They're typically more safe, and they're great runners. So that's also there. But I mean, most people who are good at one game do it this way. Like, that's the typical thing I've seen for high level. And people who want to go for like master run and stuff, that's typically how it goes. Not all the time. Like, Marshall's beaten master run and he plays relatively safe. But also, if you start to look at as they get better, you see these qualities in their gameplay anyway. Like, you see that Marshall and Shilky have what I'm talking about, where like their roll timings are just bam. If you watch Marshall's SS cancels, they're clean. They're not sloppy. He does it bam, and it cancels it, and it's like perfect. And that is a huge difference between somebody who's decent at the game and really good. How clean is your SS cancel shows a lot about your ability to play the game, which is like, it doesn't make sense to somebody who's new because it's like all you did was, okay, I can move my SS faster. But it's like you're functioning at a new tier, and it translates to consistency. You just, I can beat no hit first try. Which, I mean, if you're going for trilogy, that's the kind of player you want, in my opinion. And if you're really practiced, then you can get it in a day. Like, of attempts. You'll just like, all right, I spent a month practicing. Let's beat it. And then GG. And you're like, your practice makes you so damn consistent that now you can beat any run. So yeah, what else can we look at for this? What was I gonna think? What was I gonna say? Oh, okay. One more thing, or yeah, two more things, and then I think I'm done with this video. I think Ava's a good example for this, but one thing that's kind of like, I don't know how many people actually look into this, but when you're rolling, one thing to know for high level consistency is that your roll happens on the release of the roll button, not when you hit it. So if you look at my input, this is the typical roll, right? That speed. Bam, you time your roll. On high level no hits, like SO1 plus 0, all boss, master run stuff, and DS2 at least. This is kind of DS2 specific, but I used it in DS3 for Cinder. I don't know how consciously I came to that, but I had to do this so that I could stop dying to Ava. And once I swapped over, I stopped dying to Ava. So like when he does an attack where he's like rah, rah, or whatever, and like does like a jump slam. And I had to time the release of the button. Like look at how long I hold B. Like I'm holding it for a decade, dude. And I'm still getting the rollout. Okay, now I'm really pushing a bit. That's like the last frame. Yeah, like that. So getting these like really late roll releases, it just becomes natural. And then I guess one other thing I was saying is like, kind of like S's canceling. When you mastered like the gamer roll in DS2, it's like the same thing. If you can just get this like first try, boom, you know, you're at another level of consistency. I used that on Twin Princess DS3 dodge the fast TP slam. Great weight, great usage of that for sure. I didn't even think to try that. Yeah, and strafes here are nice to practice. I could practice it, man. I've been practicing that a long time. Yeah, there. If you look, like, I kind of almost hold B. If you look at it closely. But not all the time. Like, I didn't need to do it on that kind of thing. That attack is the attack. That's why I got hit there. Here, I'll just, like... There. Okay. Maybe it looked like I could've got hit, but... Let's grab it. And I would run to the left there or something, or attack. Yeah, just trying to get the release on time. That attack is so hard at level 1. Like, all the other ones are, like, pretty consistently dodgeable. It's just that... Bam! It's, like, so hard. Dude, it's just brutal, bro. So, yeah. That's one more thing to mention. Some stuff you can use when you need to be, like, really tight with your roll timing. Bam! It's like... Bam! Like that. You don't just tap, you go... In, out. Okay. I already talked about being clean with your gameplay. That's one more thing. If you want This has been very boss and character oriented because of like Sir Alone and Gargoyles. I thought of that, but I mean, there's also the running sections being consistent. When you design your run, if you make it to where you have lines through levels, where you just boom, 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 go everywhere, you can reach some insane levels of speed and consistency. Like doing the pit in Majula just fast. Like bam, 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 bam. No like oh, let me not fall. Like here, like let me see if I can show what I'm talking about. Maybe this will load me in the perfect wrong spot. To give myself like infinite souls or something. Oh cool, I can die to an NPC after talking about all that. Oh my god. Yo, do I have a staff? Yeah. You want to be consistent, use magic. Good tutorial. GG, end of video. Okay. Anyway. That's not the point. The point is pit. Oh, I have no death on. Well, who cares? Okay. I was like, maybe I could buy Cat Rain, but I have no death, so it doesn't even matter. So just like getting this to a line where it's just perfect. Like I'm not going like, oh shit, let me walk off slowly. Like no. You don't need to do that. You can get things consistent and not waste all your time. Like this too. That's consistent. It's consistent not because it's just fast. Fast isn't like the main thing. It's that it's clean. Right? And even if I do this like a slower way, it's still clean. So I can go faster than how I'm going right now. Oh, cool. The game's different, so I'm on top of a guy. That doesn't happen in Scholar. So this, like, is technically the slow way, but I'm doing it clean, so you would never know. You'd think, oh, this is the speedrun route. Guess it's also the inconsistent way. Speaking of consistency. Ah. Okay. Anyway. I'll do what I normally do. I like, that's different than how it is on Scholar to some degree. It's like this part too. We can do this section as a line. It doesn't have to be like when people play no hit, they go, "Oh, let me find the place to drop down." Okay, this one, let me drop down. It's like it's too there's too many opportunities for you to not know what you're doing. So if you just get it into a line like that, it's just a sequence. It's not a guessing game anymore. You've eliminated the whole thing. That's like huge difference in consistency. Like night and day. You'll see marathon runners go, okay, now it's time to do this part. And they've got their stacked build, and then they get to the pit, and then they go through it slowly, and then they fall and die. And it's like, ah. If you just learned the line, you wouldn't have died. So that's huge. So when players try to optimize all bosses and stuff for faster times, we look for lines that we can just do, because then all you need to have happen is you just load up the save state and run through the line over and over. And it's actually kind of a fun way to play the game versus just taking forever. And it makes places like Pit worth practicing, which is another huge thing for consistency. Because it's like, okay, well, I want to get this line super clean. Let me practice it. So it's just like, at least in DS2, night and day. Like, you can't go through Pontiff Stairs in DS3 without doing the line over and over. So if you just make the whole game like that and practice it, then that's it. That's the run. So DS2 80% is like that in vanilla. It's just lines, and like little tricks that you have to learn. So when you learn all that stuff, you can just like first try the run. To a degree, right? Unless, some crazy thing happens. But yeah, I pretty much think that's it. I can't think of much else to talk about for consistency, so yeah. Thanks